Hey guys, Horror Junkie 519 back here with you. Today's Friday. New show I'm going to start, Franchise Fridays. Plan is I'm going to pick a franchise for that Friday. I'm going to kind of go through all their movies, talk some stuff about that stuff, like likes, dislikes, stuff like that. As you can see, the scary guy there, we got Norman Bates. I'm going to start with as far as I'm going to say, the original franchise of these slasher movies. I feel like Psycho is such a classic that it almost doesn't get the respect it deserves in the slasher world. But, I mean, I love this whole series, and I can't... There's 4 of them, and I feel like each one of them are so good in their own way. And I gotta give a shout out to my dad on this one, because if it wasn't for him, I either would not have watched this movie as early as I did, or I wouldn't have watched it at all, especially since the first one's in black and white. So there's a shout out to my good old dad. Found out I was watching horror movies, could have sworn I was in trouble. I was like, ah, crap, here we go. And he said, no, I got a movie for you to watch. And it was like, then we kind of watched all 4 of them, and the rest is history. So, like I said, Norman Bates. If you guys don't know about this movie, all I'm going to say is iconic shower kill. If you guys still don't know what I'm talking about, will you guys please get your head out of your ass, because this classic stuff here. So we'll start with Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho 1. Dang, that glare's awful out here. Oh, you can see my Titanic documentary and everything. Whew. Let's try something here. That's a little better. Alright, but there she is. Psycho 1. Terrible cover art, but this is such a classic movie that you guys know what I'm talking about. Not a high body count for this one, which is fine. But I mean, it introduced us to Norman Bates, you guys. The mother killer. I'm not saying that because he goes around and kills mothers, but I'm calling him that because he goes around killing women as his mother. That's not Norman Bates. That's Mrs. Bates right there. Yeah, it's kind of sick. Funny thing about this movie, if you guys haven't seen it, watch that Hitchcock movie. It's about the making of this movie. Finding out that originally movies back in the day couldn't show people in the bathroom. I guess that was just taboo. And killing people obviously was just obviously going to be a no-no. So the first movie, you guys, it is black and white, but I mean, just give it a shot. It's such a classic. It's fairly entertaining throughout the entire time, and it's in hotels. I love hotel slasher movies because, man, I don't know, I love that setting, that atmosphere that it gives. As far as the other ones, you guys, I got this terrible, terrible free pack. I'm working on getting all 3 of them separately, but, yeah, I do have them all, but I hate these things. I like them separately. I mean, there's not much I can do. At least, I think they come on all their own discs. Ugh. Nope, 3 and 4 are doubled up. That's just crap. I hate it. But I'll kind of go this way. Kind of move on to Psycho 2. At the end, Norman kind of ends up going to the insane asylum. I don't think he's been there before. But second one, kind of gets back, gets out, is able to make him kind of his life normal again. Gets to go back to the house, gets a job. Someone's kind of helping him with the hotel. Everything seems okay, but then there's a mother and daughter out there that just aren't okay with him being back out. And so they try to torment him and get him back on his bloody rampage, I'm going to say. Or Mrs. Bates's bloody rampage. But the second one, I think it kind of sticks up there with the original. All these movies I feel like are very, very good. I mean, everyone's going to have their parts where they hate and everything, but, you know, all in all, I think Psycho 2 is a very good sequel to it. Going on to Psycho 3. Kind of, these are all fairly good continuations to each other. I mean, but the very first thing you hear in Psycho 3 is, there is no God. Yeah, about that. That's not really a movie I like to play at my mom's house because, you know, my mom's being religious. She's been religious, she's gone to church most of her life. But I mean, when that kind of rang over my ears, it's like, oh, that's an interesting way to start a movie. I'm okay with it, but Mom, stay upstairs. That kind of idea. Yeah, but he's kind of still at the hotel, just doing his thing. He hires a guy to work for him in the hotel. His name's Dukes. Pretty good. It's just, right. Kind of seems like everything's okay, and then he hires a girl. Kind of comes with him, reminds him of the girl from the original, Marion Crane. If I didn't say that in the first part, but that's whatever. Yeah, but she kind of starts reminding him of Marion Crane, like I said. So he kind of starts getting back into the killing of things, if I can say that. Yeah, but he kind of falls in love with her as well. So that kind of makes things weird. But, every girl that Norman falls in love with tragically dies in 1, 2, and 3. But, kind of having a rough time telling you guys, saying what I should say here. But, move on to Psycho 4. I believe it is made-for-TV movie. I think I just recently heard that. So if I'm wrong there, my bad. But, Psycho 4 is called The Beginning. So technically there's not a body count in this movie because it's just Norman talking to a lady on a radio station, and he's going through all this stuff that kind of turned him psycho, poisoning his mom and her boyfriend, killing the girls that he first started killing at the first place. I mean, it's a good movie. It's just slow paced, but I mean, you get to see him killing people still. It's him reminiscing. So whether you want to call it a body count or not, I guess it's kind of up to you on how you feel about the whole thing. But overall, he's with a girl in this movie. She doesn't die. Kind of a spoiler alert, I guess. But, my bad. But all in all, in this one, the house burns down. He burns the house down. And yeah, it's kind of like Norman's good to go now once the house is gone. So all 4 of those are really decent movies, you guys. The remake with Vince Vaughn, I'm sorry. I hated it. I mean, the fact that they made him... Norman was a very respectable guy as being Norman. When he's mother, yeah, he's not respectable at all because he's killing people. But they had Vince Vaughn masturbate as Norman Bates, and when he's peeking on the girl next door. Whether they tried to give little hints that was going on in the original, I didn't catch it, and I still don't catch it. But he straight up just does the deed right there, and I thought that was went a little far with me, and I couldn't stand it. And Anthony Perkins was the best Norman Bates by far. No one ever gonna take his place. Sorry, Vince Vaughn. Good try. But, so that's all the movies, you guys. But I got another film I want to show you. It's called Psycho Legacy. This is a documentary recently made by Shout Factory. Oh, love Shout Factory. They're so great. This kind of goes throughout the whole series. The makings, everything to go along with it, man. What they did, there's a good part where they show where some of the props went, like the body of Mother, stuff like that. You see some fans that are out there. They got so much cool stuff that's Psycho that I've never even seen before. But yeah, a good they've been releasing a documentary for these big slasher franchises, and yeah, this is just another one of the good ones. They kind of got one for Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween. Haven't seen one for Texas Chainsaw. If anyone knows one about Texas Chainsaw, let me know. Because I love documentaries, especially about slashers. This stuff is just great. But, yeah, this is kind of a franchise I don't really know that much about. I mean, I got Norman there. He's just staring me down. I'm so glad I'm not a hot girl in the shower right now, or I'd be in trouble. Whew. But... So this is a franchise Friday right here, you guys. This is what I plan on doing. Hopefully, they'll get better as we get into the bigger franchises like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hatchet, Sleepaway Camp. I'm doing Sleepaway Camp. I'm definitely doing Sleepaway Camp. Chucky's. I don't really do the Leprechauns, so if you guys are waiting for Leprechaun, I'm sorry. It's probably not coming. I'm going to do Scream. I'm going to do, I Know What You Did Last Summer. So this series is going to be very limited to what I can do. But I'm hopefully going to do one hopefully every other Friday. So maybe they'll last a little bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys haven't seen Psycho, I recommend at least the first one. Yes, it's in black and white. Get over yourself. It's not as bad. Just watch it. you kind of forget that it's in black and white after a while anyway. It just looks old or something like that. In my personal opinion, I watch black and white movies pretty regularly, but Psycho is just so good that I don't think you'll have a problem with it. The creator of that is Alfred Hitchcock. If you guys haven't heard about him, he does the stuff like The Birds. There's thousands of other things I could mention, but of course, as I mention it, I'm having a brain fart. I hope you guys couldn't see that, because that would be really embarrassing if you guys could see that. But one more thing, you guys, before I forget, there is something recent for this franchise that recently came out. It's a TV show on A&E, I believe, and it's called The Bates Motel. I believe they're just completing their 3rd season. I think they're starting on their 4th. I have seen season 1 and 2, and this show is awesome. Not quite what you think from the movies. This Norman growing up, kind of where you get to see how he grew up, what's going to kind of turn him psycho, what makes this franchise start. But I have to say, it's a really great show. You guys want to see kind of how Norman started it out and all that stuff. It's not the kid who played in the remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as Charlie Bucket plays Norman Bates. That was one thing I was honestly concerned about. But man, this kid looks great. He does great impersonations. He's doing a really great job. I enjoy that they got him for this. Yeah, but it's got some, like, it'll have you on the edge of your seat at times, and other times where it's just like, wow. Just to see how they're putting this together, I'm really impressed by it. I love the older brother to Norman. That guy is awesome. I love a lot of the characters in the show. I really think it's got really great writing. I hope you guys are willing to check it out, because you guys are looking for something for Psycho that's newer. This is definitely the way to go. I don't see us getting a movie anytime soon, so this is definitely the way you go, guys. So, you guys, this is, like I said, this is my first Franchise Fridays. I hope, like I said, to do one every so often to make sure this kind of continues as long as I can. I hope you guys will join me. I hope this was enlightening. Maybe you didn't know Psycho. Maybe you've only seen the first one. But I recommend all 4 of them. I recommend The Bates Motel. I recommend Psycho Legacies, you guys. This is such a good franchise. And it's like the first one's such a classic. I still feel like it doesn't get the recognition it should. Norman Bates is a great killer. This has great kills. This has great characters. Has great stories. And I really don't have too many bad things to say about this thing. Just that remake that Vince Vaughn was in, you guys. That's the worst thing, I think. I haven't watched it in years. I don't plan on rekindling that desire to watch it again unless someone out there just tell me to give it another shot, which I don't plan on, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have a good one. Franchise Fridays. This is your host, Horror Junkie 519, and you guys have a good one.